Hello YouTube, Arrow Assassin here today and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over the class tuning that's coming on this Tuesday, September 11th. And let's go over it. So I'll be mostly covering it for a PvP perspective, because while this does affect PvE, it does go into PvP, which is what I mostly do anyways. So, Feral Druid got a small damage buff. I feel like he was kind of needed, at least in PvP. I mean, their healing is quite good, obviously, and their defenses and all that, but their damage could use definitely use a buff in my opinion, so I'm pretty happy with that as a druid person. Hunter Beast Mastery, not really surprised, and especially since the fact that there's also going to be more PvP tuning, BM will most likely probably be destroyed. I can probably just, I sense it coming. So, we'll see how this is going to affect it, because Beast Mastery, of course, just got a 5% damage reduction, which isn't really, I guess, necessarily a lot, but keep in mind, there's more PvP tuning for Discipline Breeze, Armed Warriors, and BM Hunters. Fire Mage got some small buffs, so yes, I love Fire Mage, so I'm happy about that, and I'm glad they increased the damage on Flame Strike and all damage in general. So wait, does this mean double the Flame Strike increased damage? I don't know. Paladin Holy increases healing by 7%. Priest Discipline Smite damage reduction by 9%, so less damage is good enough for me for Discipline. Hate going up against Discipline Freeze. Really honestly just tired of them. So I'm glad they got a damage reduction. A whole healing damage reduced by 3%, not really sure why. I mean, PvE reasons, again, don't really understand, but yeah, obviously guys, there will probably be more PvP tuning, so if you guys are freaking out about this, keep in mind, this is strictly PvE. While this does go into PvP, there will probably be more tuning. Like, this is definitely not the only time they're going to be tuning. Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Tusk damage increased by 20%, so I'm glad they're buffing Shadow damage because it was quite low. Looks like there's more Rogue nerfs. It wasn't Deadshot just nerfed in PvP, so now it's even lower. So I'm guessing that it's going to be really bad now. Outlaw damage is being reduced by 5%. Being realistic, all three rogue specs were top in PvE right now, so I knew the nerf was coming for them in PvE, so this does go into PvP as well, so add to all the rogue nerfs they just had into this. So, more rogue nerfs. Restoration, Healing Rain increased by 12%, and Riptide increased by 6%. Affliction, Summon, Dark Glare is reduced by 20%. Demology got a nice damage buff by 5%. I mean, 5% I guess isn't really a lot. And Destruction has all damage increased by 5%. So now their Chaos Bolts will be even more deadlier a little bit. So, Feral Druid I knew was going to get buffed because of the PvP reasons. Not surprised about that. Hunter Beastmaster I called was going to be reduced by 5%, adding to the PvP tuning basically, which is probably going to be overkill to the spec soon. I just sense it coming. Fire Mage, I'm glad I got a buff. Healers I don't really know much about except for Discipline. I'm just glad they got a nerf. Shadow Breeze did need a buff in my opinion. Rogue specs PvE wise did need a nerf. PvP wise might be not needed. I don't know. They'll probably end up getting a buff soon anyways at this point. Shaman don't really know much about them. Warlock, Summon Dark Glare, I don't really know. Like I said, it's mostly for PvE reasons. And Demology got a nice buff. I feel like their damage was lacking, so this was nicely needed. And Destruction, definitely I feel like could use that buff as well, just simply due to the fact, like, their destruction, their damage is supposed to be, you know, scary. So, I don't know. I don't know, I'm just trying to get a little bit hyped right now, so let me know what you guys think of these buffs. Remember, keep in mind, this is PvE stuff. It does go into PvP, but they will probably do separate tuning. And, see you guys later.